That's the way Father Chris says it, Father Chris Decker. ccradio.help. And we want to say a big thank you to our friend who actually, Blaze, went online and made a $30 donation.
Right. Awesome.
And God love you, Blaze, because it gives you the option when you make a donation online of paying the transaction fee for Catholic Community Radio and including that in your gift. Or if you want to just like give a flat $30, they'll take the transaction fee out of that. So they leave the choice up to you, but Blaze opted to pay the fee, and we're grateful for that as well. That's every little penny counts. And Gabby, our dear friend Patrick from Kennett Square, Pennsylvania.
Oh, yes. Patrick is great. He's such a wonderful person. So we send him Catholic Community Radio app pamphlets up to Kennett Square, Pennsylvania, and he passes them out at his church parish and gatherings that they have with their diocese up there. So he's wonderful.
Yeah,
Yay,
a little
Patrick.
Missionary up there.
Absolutely is. And he listens into our Overflow channel and loves Wake Up as well. But Patrick donated $10 and also opted to take care of the transaction fee as well. God love you, Patrick. Thank you so much for listening. And this hour, we got something a little different going, don't we, Damien?
Yes, we do.
It's not a matching hour per se.
Yeah, it's we're going to do a little raffle. We're going to change things up a little bit this hour only, where if you donate $50 or more, you're going to be entered into a raffle or a drawing, I guess I should say. Johnny Abear, I don't know if we have his print available for showing.
Yes,
but
Karen's going to get it
in
for
the
you.
Lord is the name of it.
Oh,
there it
okay.
is right there. And it's beautiful, and as you can see, it's ready to
pen and
go.
ink,
It's pen and ink, and it's on a sepia with metal stand.
Oh,
whatever
really?
the heck that is. I'm not an artist, but it is 5x7. I think the key is, hey, $50, you're going to have an opportunity to also get your name put into a drawing to receive this from our one and only Johnny Abear. Not to mention, you're going to get an Our Lady of Grace Holy Candle. So it's going to be cool for you to do this. 855-341-5199. I want a little artwork. Not going to cost you a whole lot to get it, and it's going to be signed, sealed, and delivered to you by way of Johnny Abear.
Gorgeous. Okay, Deanna Dow joins us, Director of Evangelization and Catechesis for the Diocese of Baton Rouge. I finally know how to spell catechesis.
I'm so glad. It took a few years. That's good.
It did.
It took me a few years how to say it, more or less spell it.
Well, yeah. So, Deanna, we're so grateful for you to join us on Wake Up once a month, and sometimes multiple times a month, always being there and helping us out. You believe in our mission, and you believe what we do.
Definitely. I mean, this is my second home away from the diocese for sure. But I've always been so captivated by Catholic radio, mainly because it's a source of joy. It's a source of information. It's a source of discernment. Whenever I'm trying to find the answers to things, I'm like, well, let me see, if anybody's talking about this on the radio.
Yeah.
And so the opportunity for us to kind of visit media, Catholic media, that really is a source of truth, information, and then an opportunity for us to grow and empower us to be confident witnesses of the faith. So, I mean, I've just been a part of it since, I've told the story before. David was back in Railroad Avenue in Donaldsonville, Louisiana, back in 2007. So it's just such a joy to see the beauty of this ministry grow. It's because of the support of the listeners. And now the viewers, because you have the opportunity for social media to stream online. And so that takes a lot of effort. Of course, finances too, but prayers mostly. And so that's why it's been such a grace to be able to share the good news through Catholic radio. And it's also an avenue for people to have like a positive way to show their love of Jesus Christ too. Yeah.
Amen to that. And when you listen to Catholic Community Radio, you're absorbed. You mentioned truth, and sometimes so many people are seeking that now.
Yeah.
And Kathleen was talking about the clutter in social media, television as well, radio as well. There's different mediums to get information, but trying to figure out what's true and what's not true.
Right.
This is the avenue for truth.
Yeah.
And you're not going to find it too many places.
Not through the lens of the
gospel. We are really
gospel.
blessed.
Yeah.
And I say we because I'm just glad to be a part of it as well.
Yeah.
You know, you help out any way you possibly can. But my 25 plus years in broadcasting, secular broadcasting, you know, I'm so thankful that the good Lord's put me here in my final quarter of life, so to speak, to say, okay, it took you a long time to get to where I wanted you, but here you go. And it's been rewarding for me personally in a lot of ways. And so I started out as a listener.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And now I'm just glad to be able to contribute. But we want you guys to contribute as well. And as a listener, you can do that, whether it's $5 or $500. Whatever you can muster up is what counts. And you do that by calling 855-341-5199 or go online, ccradio.help.
Dina, your role is Director of Evangelization and Catechesis, and every month you come to us with a different topic, you know, on the Eucharist, or how can we focus on ordinary time during ordinary time.
Right.
You know, topics like that are so basic, where it's like, oh, yeah, let's go back and talk about that. What is your role? Because when I see evangelization and catechesis, I think, whoa, where do I start? You know, that's our job, you know, as Catholics.
It's everybody's.
So how do we do that?
Well, it's our role at the diocese and actually the Secretariat of Evangelization, which encompasses evangelization, catechesis, youth and young adult, which Kathleen was just talking about, and then marriage and family life as well, too. So you can think about the scope of that. So the church's mission is to evangelize.
Sure.
Right? That's just a truth.
Yeah.
And Bishop Duga's mission is to evangelize and catechize. So he's our chief shepherd, and he's the key evangelizer and catechizer that we follow in our diocese through the apostolic succession, you know, and then, of course, under the leadership of the Pope, which is Pope Francis at this time. And so Bishop Duga always tells us in a very endearing way, whenever you go out, have me in your ear. Right? Have me in your ear. So getting to know our Good Shepherd locally, and then also our Good Shepherd, Jesus Christ. So the opportunity for the Secretary of Evangelization, and specifically the Office of Evangelization, is to ensure that the message is getting out to everyone.
Yeah.
So people say, what do you do? Well, it's hard to describe every day because every day is different.
Right.
Who we serve is everybody within reach with listen, and then beyond that. And so our main, if you want to call it, points of service are our pastors, our incredible priests that we have in the diocese, our deacons, our religious brothers and sisters, the parish catechetical leaders and their volunteers and the families that they serve, and then also Catholic school principals and teachers, you know, anybody that is on the front line of evangelization to spread the good news of Jesus Christ.
Awesome.
Everyone.
We're going to continue this conversation when we come back from the break. But let's talk about the Coffee Club. So the Coffee Club during drive time is a wonderful opportunity to support Catholic Community Radio. It's $1 a day equals to $30 a month. And when you join during drive time, you will get a bag of River Road coffees, the grounds, or K-Cups. Let us know which ones you would like. 1 Catholic Community Radio tumbler and 1 ceramic mug, a copy of the Eucharist, a book from Catholic Answers, 20 Answers book series, and a signed print of Jacob Zumo's Black Madonna. 855-341-5199 or ccradio.help. Stay with us. You're listening to Drive Time.
Programming on WQNO is brought to you through the generous financial support of Charles and Kathleen Cusimano.
This is Mark Rohde. My wife Sharon and I are pleased to be supporters of Catholic Community Radio.
We are also grateful for the underwriting funding of Dr. Michael and Judy Girlando. Catholic Community Radio is thankful for your prayerful and financial contributions.
Hi, I'm Chloe with Fisher & Sons Jewelers at the corner of West Esplanade and Transcontinental in Metairie, and we are proud supporters of Catholic Community Radio. With a wide selection, we have custom-made jewelry during those special times in the life of any Catholic. From baptismal and First Communion rosaries, confirmation gifts, and that special matrimonial engagement ring, or even a simple but special holy medal for a birthday or anniversary. Fisher & Sons Jewelers in Metairie, where the unusual is commonplace.
Every city has a great donut shop, and The Heavenly Donut is a Baton Rouge favorite. Early every morning, Shane and Kara Castile begin making fresh homemade donuts, kolaches, and dozens of other tasty delights that will surely put a smile on your face. If you're in the mood for a king cake, The Heavenly Donut can customize one for you year-round. So don't worry, The Heavenly Donut has you covered. The Heavenly Donut, I-10 at Highland Road in Baton Rouge.
Hi, I'm Patrick Shane, part of the 5th generation of Jacob Shane & Son Funeral Home, and we're proud supporters of Catholic Community Radio. I grew up on the lakefront, went to St. Francis Cabrini and Brother Martin. Now I head up my family's funeral business. Catholic families and clergy trust us to care for their loved ones according to traditions they live by and love. Come visit us in our historic home on Canal Street across from Mandina's, or call us at 504-482-2111. That's 504-482-2111.
Whether it's home, life, or auto, everyone needs insurance. Catholic Community Radio is underwritten by Glenn Conk. A longtime listener and financial supporter, Glenn Conk is an agency owner of Allstate Insurance. Located at 15928 Tigerbend Road. For home, life, or auto insurance, remember Glenn Conk. Allstate Insurance in Baton Rouge. 225-752-0296. 225-752-0296.
True Blue Water is a proud supporter of Catholic Community Radio. True Blue Water serves East and West Baton Rouge, Livingston, Ascension, and Iberville parishes, delivering artesian, fluoride, and filtered water to your home or work. Remember the spelling of True Blue, T-R-U-B-L-U-E, True Blue Water. For information, visit True Blue Water online at trubluewater.com or 225-313-1299.
Lord Wellington Investments is owned by Greg Kennedy, CPA, a longtime friend and supporter of Catholic Community Radio. Lord Wellington Investments serves all of your investment, financial, and tax needs in South Louisiana. From 401k rollovers to financial and tax planning, it's Lord Wellington Investments. Greg Kennedy says, invite others to join you in listening to Catholic Community Radio. Lord Wellington Investments, 225-292-5118.
Hello, this is Gordon Stevens with the Steamboat Natchez and Riverboat City of New Orleans. Come on down and take a Mississippi River cruise with us and enjoy delicious, freshly prepared lunch, dinner, drinks, and jazz music by the Steamboat Stompers and the Dukes of Dixieland. Did you know that our boats have been blessed by many priests of our archdiocese, including Archbishops Hannon, Schulte, Hughes, and Gregory Amon, and also by Father Joseph Doral, Father Tim Hedrick, and my uncle, Father Paul Schott. SteamboatNatchez.com, 504-586-8777.
It's drive time on Catholic Community Radio. Ignite those phones at 855-341-5199 or make your online donation at ccradio.help.
That number is 855-341-5199 or ccradio.help is where you can go to safely and securely donate online. Damian Collado joins me in our Baton Rouge studio along with Gina Dow. Damian is dressed in a lovely attire like he's going to go pitch for the Cubs.
Baseball game.
Pitch would never happen, but I tell you what, ever since they won the World Series, they haven't had very good years.
Right.
It's kind of like the miserable Mets, I guess, for Met fans. But bottom line is, I'm dressed this way today. I just felt like being in a sporty mood.
Yeah. That's great.
And this shirt is actually from the Bill Murray. Y'all know who Bill Murray is.
He said that
He is a big Cubs fan, and he created his own apparel. And it's for golfing, but he just happened to design one that looks like a jersey. I think it's cool. My kids gave me this for my birthday.
I love it.
So I thought it was cool.
It's great. It's a good dad
I don't
gift.
get to wear it often.
Right.
But I figured I'd wear it today.
Yeah,
Right,
well, now
yeah.
I'm in the mood for like a ballpark dog
I
and
know.
a cake. That's
Yeah.
way too
Or
pricey.
snow cone, something like that. Yeah.
Maybe we can get some "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" music before it's over.
Well, I'm sure
Give me any
Jeff-
ideas. Yeah.
Yeah, get Jeff on it. I'll do my Harry Carey impression.
Oh my God. Dina, there's so much distraction in the world, and it's going to be like that. It's been like that for quite some time now. That's just the world that we live in currently. You know, why is Catholic media and Catholic radio so important? Especially to tune in to right now?
Yeah, I think it's funny you were talking about, Damien, about media and seeking truth, and the opportunity for us to not shy away from media, right, but to listen to all the voices and then listen for the voice of Christ in that, which is unitive and drawing peace. And so when we listen to media outside of Catholic radio or Catholic television, there's an opportunity for us to find the gospel truth in that, and then temper that with what we discover on Catholic radio. That's the responsible thing to do. So we can't shy away from it, but there's an opportunity for us to dive into that. And so I always find that when I watch local news or even national news or listen to the radio on different topics or situations, then I tune in and for Catholic media to say, okay, well, what are we seeking for through the lens of the gospel? Because as Catholic Christians, our opportunity when we go out into the world and answer the call to the Great Commission is to go out with the lens of faith, right, and the eyes of the gospel. Yeah. So how is this informing my life and other people's lives in light of the gospel? So what is Jesus telling us in this situation? Is it unitive? Is it drawing peace? Yeah. Is it gathering people to encounter Jesus Christ? And so that's kind of like an opportunity when you're listening, especially with Catholic radio, you're going to find that. Right. In different various ways, especially like on the morning show. We have local opportunity to meet local people here within the Gulf Coast, which is great because those are the people that are actually serving within the mission. Yeah. And then people that come from the outside that may have resources for us to be able to grab onto that helps deepen our faith. But the greatest thing that I love about Catholic radio is it's unitive and it brings people together in relationship as a family. Yeah. That's what I've always loved about it, because I felt like, somebody like, oh, I heard you on Catholic radio or saw you on Catholic radio. I'm like, yeah. All of a sudden you had this relationship and then you have that conversation. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. No, I was, so I'm staying with my grandfather while I'm in town, and he watches the news all the time. So I'm in there brushing my teeth, and I really I know what's going on in the world, but I'm not watching the news 8 hours a day. So I'm in there brushing my teeth, and I'm just like, I hear like one block. I'm like, wait, what? I'm going to go back in the bathroom and I hear it again. Wait, what? Like, it's just bad. Yeah. Commentary, yelling, bad. Right, But we've been having such peaceful, fun topics to talk about. And especially with Kathleen, I don't even know where that hour went by, if we were just rambling on and on and on about random things. Yeah. But it was all fundamentally Catholic. Yes. Even with Angie Thomas yesterday, we had to talk about some really deep stuff of what's going on and what she's going through.
Yeah, there's some serious things happening right now. Yeah. But it's nothing to be fearful about. Yeah. It's a way to be able to really dive into our faith and see how to respond to that in a way that is inviting and with dialogue and openness and conversation. Yeah. But always seeking truth and proclaiming the truth. And that's where sometimes it gets difficult, because I'm like, I'm not really agreeing, so how do you agree with things without condemning a person, right? Yeah. So that's how Catholic, especially with Catholic Answers, you get all of these kind of different ways of understanding and growing in the faith. So, and that's what Catholic radio does. Kind of is that platform.
And that's the challenge, I think. Cable television really opened up the door for a lot of these opinionated, I call them talking heads. Yeah. Because before, when you had the 4 networks, you had regular programming. They were competing against each other pretty much on the same platform. And then cable, being different, they had the opportunity to do different things. And now they're kind of leading the way, because that's what people are drawn to, is they want to either hear confirmation on their thoughts from somebody on television making those doesn't necessarily mean it's true, but they're looking for confirmation. But what we've seen is division. They, instead of bringing good thoughts together and good debate, it's actually divided the country in a lot of different ways. And whether it's political or not, what you don't hear for sure is anything religious. It's rare. You can never play the drinking game watching secular television if the word God were to show up. You'd never take the first sip. Yeah. Because it's almost taboo that they talk about God or your faith. And boy, I sure wish we would be able to bring that back. And that's the key. Why can't we talk about God on regular secular television or radio and not feel like you're stepping out of bounds.
Well, because the norm, I believe, can become like some type of Christian witness through Catholic Network, which we have. Like we have that.
Yeah.
It's just the opportunity for our listeners to invite people to Catholic radio and Catholic media. So, I have family friends, that absorb a lot of the, the secular media, and I'm like, okay, well, take that opportunity to support your local Catholic radio station. Yeah.
But the government has worked so hard to take prayer and religion out of, separation of church and state to where it's become an extreme. But boy, the ruling where the coach was able to and is able to pray on his own, doesn't have to ask for a group. That was, I think, a blessing. When you think about the Constitution, God was in mind when they wrote that Constitution.
Right.
And that's why I'm so excited about seeing us get back to the foundation of what this country was founded on.
And I think it goes back to...
So there's hope, is my point.
Right.
Absolutely.
Well, and like, from my understanding, I was not born yet, but news was only for a few hours a day.
Right.
Way back when.
Yeah.
Now, when that is 24 hours, it's constantly bombarding. You can turn on the news and there's a banter of 3 people at 2 in the morning talking about what they're going to talk about at 8.
Well,
if there's nothing, but like that's what we do 24 hours, but just something totally different.
Right. And it's always a matter of telling the story. I remember when the new talk shows were coming up when we were younger, before you were born, right back then. There were always these interviews of getting people to tell their stories. And then, they came more extreme, kind of a shock factor. Well, we have a shock factor too.
Yes.
We have a radical love in Jesus Christ that's asking people to come follow him, right, in a way that is more radical than the world can even try to offer. And so there's the hope in that, and the joy in that is that when we seek truth through the lens of Jesus Christ, then all of a sudden our lives explode, they're transformed, and we have the opportunity to be able to share and witness our stories, which is what we want to hear, what we feed on, right? We feed our minds and our hearts and our ears with is what comes forth from us.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we are feasting on the gospel. I'm talking like full banquet on the gospel. You can do that through Catholic radio.
Yeah.
Like literally we have mass every day. We have scripture every day. We've got people giving their witness every day. We have people giving answers every day. To me, it's a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
Right here.
I think so too.
Yeah.
So we're getting close to our next break, but I just want to say that all donations of $50 or more during this hour will be entered into a drawing for Johnny Abair's beautiful drawing called Rest in the Lord. So if you're watching us on our video stream, you can take a look at that if it pops up, but you can call 855-341-5199 or go to ccradio.help. We have various incentives that we will tell you about when we come back from the break when you do donate, but make that phone call, 855-341-5199. You're listening to Drive Time on Catholic Community Radio.
Capstone Insurance says thanks to our valued customers and friends and is proud to support Catholic Community Radio. Capstone Insurance is a Louisiana-based independent property and casualty agency. Capstone helps individuals and businesses obtain tailored, comprehensive insurance policies to fit their needs. The family at Capstone Insurance is a great advocate for our clients. On the web at capstoneinsure.com. That's capstoneinsure.com.
This is Dr. Gary Levy at Lakeview Veterinary Hospital in New Orleans. As stewards of God's four-legged creation, we at Lakeview Veterinary Hospital are proud to support Catholic radio. I grew up in Lakeview and attended Christian Brothers, De La Salle, and Loyola. My love and respect for all God's creatures led to my 40-year veterinary career here in the shadow of St. Dominic's Church. Lakeview Veterinary Hospital on Memphis Street behind Starbucks on Harrison Avenue. 504-482-2173 or lakeviewvet.com.
Get better sleep with a new mattress from Baton Rouge Mattress Outlet, a proud supporter of Catholic Community Radio, providing a selection of brand name mattresses, adjustable bed frames, and Maloof pillows and sheets. Baton Rouge Mattress Outlet, 225-930-5779, 4065 Florida Boulevard, and Jefferson at Hushitu Road. Open 9 to 6 Monday through Saturday, noon to 4 on Sundays. See Mitch and the gang at Baton Rouge Mattress Outlet.
This is Franciscan Father Greg Friedman for the Catholic Communication Campaign with a message about faithful citizenship. Jesus shocked the righteous folks of his time when he hung out with sinners and those on the fringes of society. We believe that in Jesus we see the best of what a human being can be, fully, freely, unselfishly loving, and laying down his life for those he loves. Jesus is why we hold that all human life is sacred. In this election cycle, our bishops remind us that the continuing destruction of unborn children through abortion and other threats to the lives and dignity of others who are vulnerable, sick, or unwanted remain preeminent threats to human dignity because they directly attack life itself, the most fundamental human good and the condition for all others. These can never be a matter of individual choice. For more on the dignity of human life, go to faithfulcitizenship.org.
Hi, this is Chef Tony Montalbano from Two Tony's Restaurant in the historic West End area of Lakeview. I'm a proud supporter of Catholic Community Radio. I'd like to welcome you personally to enjoy my family's restaurant and enjoy some of the Creole Italian dishes that have been in my family for generations, like our great local Gulf seafood, house-made soups and sauces, or one of our Sicilian marinara favorites. That's Two Tony's Restaurant out in the West End area, 8536 Pontchartrain Boulevard, where Pontchartrain Boulevard meets the lake, 282-0801.
Catholic Art and Gifts, 6184 Florida Boulevard, is a proud sponsor of Catholic Community Radio. Catholic Art and Gifts has sacramental items as well as supplies for church and clergy. Catholic Art and Gifts also stocks the latest books from Catholic authors, plus icons and gifts for all occasions. You will always receive a warm, heartfelt welcome from the staff. Catholic Art and Gifts, 6184 Florida Boulevard, 225-926-1216. On the web at Zieglers.com.
Patio Drugs at 5208 Veterans Boulevard in Metairie is a proud sponsor of Catholic Community Radio. Patio Drugs opened in 1958 and is the oldest independent pharmacy in Jefferson Parish. Patio Drugs has a knowledgeable and caring staff with free area delivery. Patio Drugs, a quality pharmacy supporting quality Catholic radio. Patio Drugs, 504-889-7070. On the web at patiodrugs.com.
It's drive time on Catholic Community Radio. Ignite those phones at 855-341-5199. Or make your online donation at ccradio.help.
And thank you, by the way, for that help. I am Jeff Blackwell, and here we are. This is day 2 of 3 of our summer drive time. And we did have a wonderful caller and listener call in this morning. And that phone number is 855-341-5199. And Claudia goes to Visitation of Our Lady in Marrero and donated $100. Thank you, Claudia.
Thank you, Claudia.
That's very good. And of course, your name goes into the hat for a drawing for that beautiful, and it's a pen and ink drawing from our own Johnny Abear here at Catholic Community Radio. One of the many talents that man has, and the other is identifying igneous from what's one here, slate or help me out, quartz. I don't know. He's a geologist, in other words.
Yeah. He likes rocks.
Yeah, exactly. So give us a call, and really a donation of $50 or more. Your name goes into the hat for the drawing for one of these beautiful, lovely prints. Oh, actually, the particular one, Damien, the one that we're looking at for this hour.
Rest in the Lord is the name of it, yeah. So it's very pretty, and we'll be. He has a couple more he's donated, which we'll be talking about tomorrow.
Terrific.
But yeah,
he's been busy. That's great.
Yeah.
Well, again, 855-341-5199. ccradio.help is another way to do it if you want to make a donation. And again, we have a lot of incentives that we're going to continue to share with you. Gabby, why don't you rattle them off real quick?
Yeah, all donations of $50 or more, you will receive an Our Lady of the Grace Holy Candle. All donations of $250 or more, you will receive a locally crafted ink pen made of olive wood from Bethlehem and the Holy Candle. All donations of $500 or more, you will receive a set of 4 Holy Heart prints by BlairBarlowArt.com, the ink pen, and the candle. And all donations of $1,000 or more, you will receive a $100 Boudreaux's Jewelers gift certificate and the prints and the ink pen and the candle.
Yeah, it's really good incentives that we've gotten a lot of our sponsors to provide for you guys to get a little something back when you give a little something to us. And we're talking to Miss Dina Dow with the Diocese of Baton Rouge. Dina, what are some of the things that your department has planned for the second half of 2022? Hard to believe the first half is over.
I know.
Come Friday, it is.
I love that. Gosh, there's so much excitement, happening. We have a lot of changes with our pastors moving.
Yes.
We have new people that are becoming parish catechetical leaders, so we've been meeting with them. It's kind of our everyday opportunities. We're continuing our summer ministry and theology courses, so our July courses kick off in a couple of weeks. So we have 2 weeks of intensive classes.
Who would take those?
Anybody can take them.
Really?
The majority are Catholic school teachers and parish volunteers and catechists, but
Do
it
they
is
get
open
like
to everyone.
CE credits and all that?
They get what's called religious certification hours.
So it goes toward that.
Yes, yeah, because an opportunity for Catholic school teachers to have basic religious education certification through the diocese. So 8 classes.
Okay.
Over a period of 4 years. They can take 2 classes a year because it's 80 hours.
Okay.
And but anybody can take those. Parish catechetical leaders, there's different levels of certification that,
And different subject matter. So it's what you want to migrate to.
Yeah, like for instance, I taught a sacred liturgy class a couple of weeks ago. Sacraments of Initiation was level 2 class. Coming up, I'm teaching Pauline literature class, so focusing on the writings of St. Paul and his epistles. So there's a whole variety. We have morality.
So if you've got a lay person who is really wanting to teach religion class, say, catechism.
Yeah.
There are classes that they could go to get a little bit better insight, information,
empowering,
before they start teaching.
Confident witnesses, or even during. Because sometimes people volunteer to be a catechist, but they're like, I haven't had any type of theology since I was in high school. It's like, well, not a problem. Yeah, come and see us. Yeah, and our classes are online during the fall and the spring. In the summer, we come back in person. This year's the first time we've been in person since 2019.
Is there a monetary?
$20, but we don't turn away anybody. Yeah, that's it. $20. It's affordable.
You guys, very affordable.
We have multiple instructors throughout the diocese. All have their master's degrees in theology, and they're just amazing. Wow. Yeah, it's exciting. I love it. I think I learn more when I'm teaching.
You always do.
I do, and it's great to be able to connect with people, especially people that are serving what I call on the front line of evangelization, especially through Catholic schools and parish ministries.
And you said they're online, most of them?
Some of them are online in the fall and the spring, but in summertime, everybody comes on in. Yeah, but we also take them off site. So if a parish or a school wants to host a class, then we go to them.
Okay.
Yeah, so we do that too. So we can go anywhere with anyone, and we
now,
just
I
schedule
know
that.
Fran Yu has a program for spiritual direction.
Yes.
Do you guys work hand in hand with them with some of these courses that you're talking about?
So some people, if they haven't had any theology, sometimes they recommend to take a few basic classes with us to kind of get them back into a system of learning.
Okay.
And then they'll go into Fran U, which they have preparation with undergraduate classes to prepare people to go into their spiritual direction training.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of level. So we work hand in hand with Fran U with their certificate for catechesis and theology. and that's a higher level of certification called advanced. So it's
Oh.
about 21 hours, I believe, of courses that people will take if they're parish catechetical leaders, such as DREs, Directors of Religious Education, Coordinators of Religious Education. And then, if you're really fun and having a good time, you get a bachelor's in theology, or you can do something exciting and get a master's in theology, like a lot of us did. And then, my ambition's to get a PhD, which
Is it really?
hilarious.
You?
Oh, that's my
Really,
ambition.
still?
I don't know if it's God's call.
Okay. What would
You're never
it take
too
it to?
old.
How many more
Oh my gosh,
courses
yeah,
or
a lot.
years or whatever?
Yeah.
I mean,
2 or 3 years,
Yeah,
and a whole
but
lot
still
of time.
a lot of dedication.
Discernment, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just asking if the Lord is calling me to do that, or if He's happy just where I am.
You ever flunk anybody?
Oh no.
Wow, yes,
We don't flunk people. We accompany
I know she
people.
teaches.
We accompany people in their ignorance. It's a spiritual work of mercy.
You're like that teacher in med school that's like, only 2 of you will pass this class.
I want to know before I have to pay for these classes. I want to make sure I don't flunk.
I think if the Lord would have flunked the apostles, they all would have. But hey, and here's the thing, and a plug with Catholic Radio before people get their phone number, you won't flunk if you listen to Catholic Radio.
Oh, okay,
There's
good.
so many theologians
Depends
that
on
come
who you're
on
listening to. Be careful from 7 to 8 in the morning. You may want to take some of that with a grain of salt.
But that's so true, though. There's so many ways that we can go into formation. It could be formalized.
true.
It could be self-taught. There's a gajillion resources that are available, but you have to make sure they're steeped in the truth and the way, of magisterial teachings which hold up the truth that come to us from Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Because it's not true because the church says it's true. It's true because it comes from Jesus Christ and divine revelation, and the church upholds those truths.
Okay. Don't get offended, but I got to ask this question because you hear these rumors. Critical race theory. You guys deal with that, or is that out of our realm here?
Yeah, but it's not a topic for now because it's going to take forever to go through that.
Is something
it's a part of the teachings, yeah. So we go into things like that too in some of our classes. Yeah, because there are topics of information and formation that we invite people to come and grow more into that. So
I like
it's
that
very information.
because the church needs to be on top of the topics that are being, whether it's CRT or environmental or abortion, stuff that is hard and such tension that we see every time there's midterms or a presidential election or whatever coming up. I think the church needs to step up and say, this is what we believe.
Right.
And this is maybe how you could respond if you're kind of confused, and to help understand, because if they don't hear it from the church, they're going to hear it from somewhere else.
Or and you don't want them making it up off the cuff.
And
then you get into trouble.
And the good thing is if you don't know the answer, it's a take a bow of humility and say, I don't know the answer to that right now, but I will find it and get back with you. Yeah, because we don't know everything all the time.
No.
And I'm not going to act like I know everything all the time either, because that's like, whoa, I don't want to mislead anybody.
Well, and you want to make sure that your information is correct, because there's so many different articles on whoever wrote it at that time that's just, you always stump me, Damien. Oh, what about this? I'm like, I don't know, but I'll get back with you. I will look into it.
And that's a part of our ministry too. We get a lot of phone calls with people, that are going through different ideas and things in their lives and conversations they have at the kitchen table. Which really help, to grow confident witnesses with courage and love.
I've always been curious, just by nature, and I ask a lot of questions. It aggravates my kids and my wife,
I think it's great.
But that's just who I am. And I said, you put up with me for 39 years, sweetheart, you're gonna.
That's okay. I have 5 uncles, and all my dad's brothers, and they're all like you. So
and Jesus had 12 apostles, so you're in good company.
I'm good.
And they weren't afraid to ask Jesus a question.
No, they weren't. And Jesus was loving and caring as well.
Absolutely.
So just watch The Chosen. You'll see. You'll be like, I get it now.
Oh, yeah.
855-341-5199 or ccradio.help. Stay with us. You're listening to Drive Time.
Hello, this is Louis Prejean. I need your help to spread the word about the Coffee Club. It's only $1 a day, and you get an insulated travel mug. You can even deduct it from your income tax at the end of the year. Sign up today and help us spread God's word. Do it for me, Louis Prejean. Come on, sign up today and get your new travel mug, and show everyone you support Catholic Community Radio. Just go to joincoffeeclub.com. That's joincoffeeclub.com.
She's like no one you've ever met, with a style all her own. And you just knew the first time you met that she was the one. At Boudreaux's, you can show her how you really see her, with a ring as unique as she is. Find one-of-a-kind creations from our master craftsmen and premier engagement collections from the world's top designer brands, with options at every price point. Creations as unique as your love, exclusively at Boudreaux's.
A gift from Boudreaux's Jewelers says it all.
This is Chef John Foles inviting you to think outside of the box at White Oak Estate and Gardens. Meet in our gardens or under the outdoor pavilion where delicious food is commonplace. Strategize adjacent to a trickling stream while enjoying breakfast or lunch. Oh yes, we do parties and weddings, but we'd love to earn your weekly business too. White Oak Estate and Gardens, 751-1882, located on George O'Neill Road, right next to Cypress Springs Mercedarian Prayer Center.
Look around you everywhere. Look around, my friend. You can see Jesus along your way.
This is John Blanchard with the Rock and Bowl at Yale College Inn, right across the street from Notre Dame Seminary on South Carrollton Avenue. We feel blessed to be in such close proximity to God's great work. Chef Baker Guevara and our culinary kitchen crew are putting together great creations that continue to delight New Orleanians and their families. Rock and Bowl and Yale College Inn is New Orleans. Please think of us for your next family get-together. Shrimp remoulade and fried green tomatoes, oysters blue, fresh vegetables from our gardens next door. This is where great food meets great New Orleans people and has been serving New Orleans families for generations. Come and join us.
Yes, I felt the love of Jesus, Christ our King.
I'm U.B. Muley, Muley's Religious and Office Supply, David Drive, Metairie, and I listen to Catholic Radio. My wife Kay and I founded Muley's over 45 years ago, also known as Muley's Books and Gifts, home to the Medjugorje Star newsletter. Just like Catholic Radio, mom and pop brick and mortar religious stores need your support. We feel religious stores plant the seed of faith for many on their spiritual journey. Thank you for shopping locally and supporting small business. Praise be, Jesus and Mary.
Hey, it's Mike from TikTok Cafe, intersection of Causeway and I-10. I crossed the causeway this morning, as I always do, to meet my friend, Vince Liberto. Not many people know this, but the Causeway Bridge was built years ago so that I, Michael, could say the Holy Rosary on the way to work, and so that I could listen to Catholic Community Radio on the way home just to decompress. Hoping you can join me at the TikTok one day. Wishing all a blessed day.
Hi, this is Vince Liberto, and I'm happy to report that my man David Tasso at Ferret Realty will help you find a home that is perfect for you. A proud supporter of Catholic Community Radio, David Tasso knows the greater New Orleans area. He can help out with all your real estate needs, no matter where you are. David Tasso can be reached at 504-621-3283. That's 504-621-3283. Or see him at his office at 1215 Britannia Street, just off St. Charles, and ferretrealty.com.
It's drive time on Catholic Community Radio. Ignite those phones at 855-341-5199. Or make your online donation at ccradio.help.
And we're back. Thank you for joining us. 855-341-5199. That's the number to call. You're listening to Catholic Community Radio all throughout the Gulf South, from the Houma Thibodeau area all the way to Pensacola, Florida, and a lot of places in between. And we are getting the good word out, the word of God, and your donations are helping us do that. So we would like you to call or go online to ccradio.help, and you will be helping us out in a big way. Also want to thank our sponsors who are providing some goodies for us today. Heavenly Donuts for breakfast, and Portobello's Restaurant in Baton Rouge providing us lunch. And at the same time, want you to join Coffee Club. I'm not going to tell you all the things you just get a lot of goodies. And for $30 a month, $1 a day, Folks, I'm telling you, it's the best way to contribute on an ongoing basis, and you never have to worry. Do an automatic bank draft, use your credit card, whatever is easier, and be done with it, and know that you're doing good works for God.
Yeah. That's 30 airline miles a month, so I know. I'm just saying.
There you go.
That won't get you anywhere,
No.
but when it adds up, it will get you somewhere.
I almost walked 30 miles in a week. So, I mean,
I'm just saying. Okay, so we have some wonderful incentives for you during drive time. All donations of $50 or more, you will get an Our Lady of Grace Holy Candle, and we have 5 of them
on the table.
burning away. That's
Beautiful.
right. We're offering up prayers for your donation.
Yes, this one's going kind of nuts in the middle.
That's another thing. If you make a
in the middle.
donation, and we have our prayer line,
That's
you can make a
great.
donation, and there's people we will pray for if you so choose. Just let our operators know when they answer the phone.
All donations of $250 or more, you will receive a locally crafted ink pen made of olive wood from Bethlehem. All donations of $500 or more, you will receive a set of 4 Holy Heart prints by BlairBarlowArt.com. And all donations of $1,000 or more, not only will you receive everything that I just mentioned, but you will also get a $100 Boudreaux's Jewelers gift certificate. So the more you donate, the more things that you get through the tier system. And Damien's holding out Blair Barlow's
Get a wide
art.
shot. Me and
These are
Dina,
gorgeous.
we are holding up some
Those are
the
absolutely
hearts, the
gorgeous.
prints. They're 8 by 8,
They're
and
gorgeous.
they're really great. And it's the Sacred Heart of Jesus, and it's also the Immaculate Heart of Mary, and also the Chaste Heart of Saint Joseph. Just beautiful
Gorgeous.
from Blair Barlow. And
That'd
thank
be
you, Blair,
great.
for
and
your
you
help.
take those and you make like a little 4, you know.
Yeah,
That's what I was saying
Like
earlier.
candles. Yeah, I'm thinking
Yeah.
Christmas gifts for sure.
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely.
There you
And all donations of $50 or more this hour only, so we have about 10 minutes left. You will be entered into a drawing for Johnny Abear's wonderful drawing of Rest in the Lord. You guys, he's thriving on retirement life. Look at that.
Yeah.
So every now and then he'll send us a text and be like, look what I just drew. And I'm like, I can't even draw a house. You know, like that's great. So definitely take a look at that on the screen if you're watching us. It is gorgeous.
Yep.
So, yeah.
So, Dina, what else is happening in the diocese right now? I know we talked earlier in the week about the Eucharistic Revival,
Yes, yeah.
and I don't think we talk enough about the Eucharist, and I just love the fact that this is something that's going to be going on for not just a week, or for Corpus Christi in particular.
Yeah.
It was a kickoff, but
Right.
it's going to go on, 3 years?
Or,
I believe,
I would say a lifetime. Yeah.
Remember that. There you go. That's a great
there's
way
a
to put it.
3-year emphasis
Yeah,
on it.
why put a timeline on
It's
it, right?
to re-spark and renew people's passion for the love of the Lord in the Eucharist, which is our salvation. And it's opportunity for us to participate in the beatific life before we even in hope in God get there, right? So it's our
Well, that's
partaking
right.
in heaven. It's
Our life
absolutely
is short.
amazing.
Eternity
Oh my
is
gosh,
long.
it's forever. Yeah, and we forget that because our pathway of hope in the Lord is that each day we grow closer and we grow in our holiness. Of course, there are going to be days where we're going to slip and fall.
Yeah.
And sinfulness will come into our lives. But the opportunity to grow in our life of Christ through the sacraments is so substantial and life-giving. And of course, everything flows from the Eucharist. You know, Christ in his love for us died for us on the cross and resurrected so that we can have eternal life with him. So he destroyed death to restore our lives, and death to sin and life to Christ. And so we participate in that, hopefully every day if people
If we can, yeah.
But, you know, most people on, each Sunday. But Sundays is, the opportunity for us to take time to worship the Lord, which is what we're going to be doing in heaven anyway, like all the time for eternity. And so how to prepare ourselves for that, to receive the Lord worthily and in such a way that we are humble by his amazing gift of sacrifice, of love, that we participate in the sacrifice of the altar and through Mass and receiving the Eucharist. So to invite people to experience and encounter Christ in the Eucharist and to come home.
What would you say to someone? And there's a lot of folks. I mean, we grew up Catholic, but when they're at Mass and in particular when they're doing the consecration of the host, share with us real quick how special that is. A lot of people just waiting for the priest to say the words and then want to walk up.
Yeah,
but you see where I'm going?
Yeah.
Where it really becomes the body and blood of Christ. Because until that happens, it's just a mass.
The host, right? Yeah. So it's a participation in the death of our Lord Jesus and in his resurrection. So what I do at Mass, right, just that supports me from distractions or from having a deeper experience, is that God gifted us with the grace of imagination. And so I actually literally in my mind at the Last Supper, kind of a fly on the wall, watching the Lord institute the Eucharist and listening to the words of the sacrifice that's coming forth from his mouth. I also prepare for Mass. That kind of helps point towards the Eucharist, because all that we learn fortifies us to be prepared for the Eucharist, to receive the Lord on our journey. So the food for the journey. So that's what I do during Mass. I also think about all those that have gone before, those that I love.
Yeah.
And those that have been such mentors and beautiful witnesses of faith, because they're actually celebrating the same thing that we are in that heavenly liturgy. So it's a time of where my mind is focused on Jesus, and in that moment, and when he says, "This is my body," I'm picturing him on the cross.
Yeah.
I'm picturing, this is my blood. I'm picturing the blood that's coming forth from his wounds, pouring down the cross and washing over us, to relieve us from the woundedness of our sins, and him taking everything up, all the yuck that I've had through the week, even the joys and the gratitude, and placing it at the foot of the cross, so that I know that he's interceding for us in heaven, and for all the people that I've asked to pray for me. There's a lot going on in my mind, and I do get distracted, and it happens.
Well,
People
we
get
all
distracted
do.
all the time, but I always okay, Lord, pull me back in, because but I think the depth of the appreciation, of the sacrifice of Jesus is something that we may not be able to totally grasp. And then the reality of it is that if we understand God's mercy and we have received it, then we can understand and deepen our appreciation of Mass. And all of us have received the depths of the mercy of God in some way, shape, or form.
Yes.
Right? And so the opportunity for us to give that back, to receive what he's been given to us, and then to give that back in our worship and honor and humility, and knowing that he fortifies us for our journey. So in that moment, there is a miracle that happens, and that's the grace of it, to see in the eyes of faith the miracle that's happening before us.
Yeah.
People always say, boy, I sure wish I'd see miracles. And I always say, just go to Mass.
Every time.
You will see a miracle every time you go to Mass.
Yeah, it's so life-giving and transformative. I know people that go to Mass every once in a while, people that go to Mass start going more frequently, and the transformation in their lives is unbelievable, because there's an enormous amount of peace that comes across people, whether they're in the middle of a storm. The peace of Christ is there with them, and it's such a testimony of truth, of how communion and the effects of communion pour upon us and bring us closer to God, closer to one another, closer to the entire world, because our prayers are for the world. And then, of course, it causes us to have more compassion for the poor.
Yeah.
Poor in spirit and poor in poverty.
And that's what I think we sometimes overlook. We think when we hear poor, help the poor. Quite often we can help the poor in spirit on a more regular basis. And not even know it.
So we go out into mission doing the corporal and spiritual works of mercy.
Yes.
So much to do.
It's just not necessarily going to areas of poverty. It's poor in spirit.
Tending to those without hope and giving them hope in Jesus Christ.
We talked about that in our prayer group this morning.
Amen.
Yeah. Well, Dina, thank you so much. My clock was freezing up. Thank you so much for joining us during our hour of drive time. It's so good to have you with us today.
It's great to be here. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah, Father Matthew Dunn joins us for our 11 o'clock hour of drive time. Stay with us, 855-341-5199 or ccradio.help.
Are you facing an unplanned pregnancy? Adoption may be the right choice for you. St. Elizabeth Foundation cares. We want you to know that you are not alone. With St. Elizabeth Foundation, you have options. Find out if adoption is the right choice for you by calling St. Elizabeth Foundation 225-769-8888 or visit stelizabethfoundation.org. That's stelizabethfoundation.org.
This is Dr. Guy Cresson. With my partner, Dr. Brian Miller, we're at Bucktown Dental Care in the shadows of St. Louis King of France Church in Metairie. My sister Diane Cresson Swing is a hygienist. My brother Russell Cresson is an orthodontist. Bucktown Dental Care, 1569 Lake Avenue since 1980. 504-831-6900. On the web at bucktowndentalcare.com and on Facebook. We would love to have you as part of our dental family. Bucktown Dental Care, guiding you to better health.
Hi, I'm Bobby Asaro and a proud supporter of Catholic Community Radio. I grew up in the Bayou St. John area and had some very happy days attending Holy Rosary and Redemptorist High School. Now, together with my family, we head up Southern Oaks Plantation, a premier wedding venue in New Orleans. Come take a look at all the possibilities. I look forward to meeting you. 245-8221.
Hi, this is Peter Finney, and this is your Clarion Herald Minute. The Vatican has announced that St. Stephen Church on Napoleon Avenue in New Orleans has been designated as a minor basilica, which means the church has special privileges tied to the Pope. St. Stephen joins St. Louis Cathedral as one of 90 churches in the United States to be raised to basilica status. Father James Weiner has served for the last 10 years as rector-president of Notre Dame Seminary, a time of record growth in enrollment, faculty, and facilities. Now he's returning to his native Pittsburgh to serve as pastor of the largest parish in the diocese. The June 25th issue also spotlights Saints President Dennis Lauscha, who acknowledges that his Catholic faith impels him to act for the greater good of the wider community. Pick up the Clarion Herald at church this weekend or check out our e-edition at clarionherald.org.
This portion of programming is underwritten through the generosity of Desi Vega Restaurants, with locations downtown, the North Shore, Metairie, and Harahan. Whether a quick bite to eat or that long-awaited special event, Desi Vega Restaurants are always eager to serve you. Online at DesiVegaSteaks.com. Desi Vega Restaurants, a wonderful supporter of Catholic Community Radio.
The good folks at Maurice Guillot Property Management are proud supporters of Catholic Community Radio. With 35 years of sales and property management experience, Maurice Guillot and his team of professionals continue to serve the New Orleans metro area. Whether you're looking to sell, rent, or need someone to manage your property, call Maurice Guillot Properties today at 504-736-0544 or go online at mauriceguillot.com.
Maryland Campers is a proud supporter of Catholic Community Radio since 2013. Known nationally, Maryland Campers is right here at home and offers RVs, fifth wheels, and motor coaches from names like Cardinal, Flagstaff, and many others. Over 30 acres of RVs and hundreds of makes and models. Sales and service personnel have the experience to serve you. Maryland Campers with 2 locations on I-12 in Ponchatoula and I-12 in Holder. Maryland Campers on the web at marylandcampers.com.
It's drive time.
690 AM, WQNO, New Orleans, K268DR 101.5, Chalmette, 1380 WBYR 105.9, K286CS 105.1, Baton Rouge.
ccradio.help.
You know what time it is. It's time to celebrate our faith, our churches, our priests, as together we evangelize from our home and around the world.
It's drive time.
Drive time. Pledge any amount by calling
855-341-5199.
Donate online at ccradio.help. Become a coffee club member at joincoffeeclub.com. Or you can download our free app and donate that way.
It's drive time.
And you're along for a faith-filled ride. Let's go live to our studios on Drive Time.
Good morning. 11:02 here on Catholic Community Radio, 2 minutes after the hour, and you're wondering, where is Father John Ricardo?
Yes, I was wondering that.
There's Damian Collado asking the same question. Well, Father John will be back on Friday morning, but we're interrupting programming here for just a few days for Drive Time here on Catholic Community Radio. I'm Jeff Blackwell, and I'm having a little beard envy here. I just want you to know, and I said beard with a D because I've never been able to grow one worth a hoot. But Father Matthew Dunn, I'm telling you,
it looks good, doesn't it?
It looks great.
It's the first time I come back since I grew it out during Advent.
Oh, well, nicely done there.
Thank you.
And we're going to hear more from Father in just a minute. We do have a donation which came in at 855-341-5199. Big thank you to Jackie. Jackie goes to